Hello and Ramadan Mubarak. Ramadan this year falls at the same time as the Jewish festival Passover or Pesach. So I wanted to bring you a thought from my Jewish faith. So during Passover, Jews eat what's called matzahs. They look like this. They are unleavened bread. It's the same ingredients as bread, but no yeast, which makes them very, very flat. And the Torah tells us that the Jewish people leaving slavery in Egypt didn't have time to let their dough rise. So they rushed out, and this is what they ended up with. So for 7 days, we eat this flat bread. And what's the difference between matzah and regular bread? It's the same thing, but this one is just more puffed up with yeast. And I wonder if Muslims on Ramadan have a similar thought about what the process of fasting can teach us about our personalities. Certainly on Pesach, I think about the puffing agent in bread and the puffing agent in our personalities. What is it that puffs us up, that gives us that sense of I am big, I am important? Obviously, self-esteem is really valuable. We all need self-esteem. But what happens when that takes us into ego or self-aggrandizement? So I see Pesach as a chance to embrace the collapsing down, the simplicity of the human being and simplicity that is possible from life. So often Passover baking is very fancy, and maybe I'm a little bit of a buying into this as well. We use eggs, we use baking powder, we use everything we can to puff things up in the absence of regular flour and raising agents like yeast. And yet, maybe it's an opportunity to embrace the simpler things, the fruit for dessert instead of a puffy cake. Maybe fasting for Ramadan, similarly, is an opportunity to embrace what life could look like if it was less puffed up. And yes, of course, the breakfast meals can be very opulent, but I think probably through approaching a different way of eating during Ramadan, you too can think about what might life look like if it was less puffed up. I wish you all a very blessed Ramadan.